You are welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while, right? So if you're here, kindly hit the subscription button if you have not subscribed. So today we are going to be designing this flyer you're seeing right now on your screen. Without further delay, let us get into it, right? So we start by opening our Corel Draw, right? So this is our Corel Draw interface, right? Currently I'm working on a beginner's guide, right, for starting a graphic design with Corel Draw. Right, I'll be posting the beginning of the tutorial, you know, to this channel. Why the subsequent one, of course, will be premium. However, you'll get to see, how I started it. You get to see it on YouTube, right? So without further delay, we'll go right to the materials we are going to be using for this tutorial. We're going to be using this guy, this guy, this guy, and this is the text we are going to be using, right? It's a very simple flyer, but we are going to create something really, really dope and magnificent, right? So this is the text effect we are going to be using, right? And then we'll be using this background as well. So let's go back to our Corel Draw. So the size of the flyer is 6 by 7.5. Because it's a social media flyer, we're going to put it 6 by 7.5 by 7.5, right? So this is it. And then we are going to, like I always told you guys, I like to start my design like this. I'll first of all remove this outline by coming here, remove the outline, and give it a fill color white, right? And then I will now take my shadow effect and then drag it like this on it, right? I will drag it like this on it. You see what I have? The idea is for me to have this place nice. It's not general, it's just something that I like to do, like I always tell you guys, right? So the next thing we are going to do right now is to go and import the materials that we'll be needing for this tutorial. So we're going to right click now and then come to import, and then we come to where we have the materials, which are these, these, and this guy here. So we're going to have all of them like this, right? You're going to have them like this, right? So the first background we are going to bring into this uh our workspace is this guy, and we are going to increase it like this. We are going to increase it like this. Let's increase it a little, and then we are going to now come to this place and take our transparency tool and then apply it like this. We are going to remove this Bible because we will not be needing it. We will not need that Bible, right? We will not need it. We only need the background, right? So, like I said, when you've done that, you need to bitmap it before you will be able to do another side, right? You have to bitmap it like this. Come to bitmap, convert to bitmap, leave it to RGB color, right? Before you'll be able to come to your transparency tool again and apply it to this top two. This top we are just going to apply it small, right? Just small like this, just like this, right? And then the next thing we are going to do, guys, is that we are going to control B on our keyboard, control B on our keyboard, and then we are going to let's leave it this way, right? And then we power click inside the container, right? So the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to come here and give this blue, the color code for the blue is RGB. R is 0, G is 48, and B is 115, right? Then we'll put it like this, right? So after we've applied the color, we now go back into the to the frame and click on this guy, and then come to bitmap again. Sorry, we come to effect, come to adjust, and then we'll come to color balance, right? Now color balance, we are going to put our red, cyan and red to -16, and then magenta and green to 10, and then yellow and blue to 57, right? So that we can have this kind of feel blue, right? You know what I did? I click on the background, come to effects, come to adjust, and then come to color balance. Here is where you tamper with any color of any image at all that is bitmapped, of course. If an image is not bitmapped, if an object is not bitmap rather, you cannot apply effect on it. You cannot apply this kind of effect on it. So you have to bitmap it before the effect will show, right? So cyan to red -16, magenta to green 10, and then yellow to blue 57, right? So because it has to be blue, then increase the little self. uh So see, I've increased to 64 now. You click on OK, and then you finish. You see what we have right now. You see the field that we have, right? So the next thing you are going to do, guys, is that you are going to now bring this guy, you're going to bring it in like this, right? You're going to bring it in like this, and then um you are going to increase it this way, right? Let's raise it up a little more, a little more, right? And then we are going to like increase it this way a little, and then we'll take our transparency to and then apply it this way to remove this guy that is here. Let's do it this way, right? You see what we have right now. Let's take this down a little. I think this is not bad, right? You see what we have right now. So the next thing we are going to do, guys, is that we are going to duplicate this guy, Control C, Control V on our keyboard to duplicate this guy. And then we are now going to take our crop tool, right? And then crop it this way. We only need that part, right? We only need that part. Let's crop it down here and then here, right? And then we adjust it this way, and then we'll bring it down like this, right? Let's take this guy up, and then we're going to take our transparency tool as well. For this, we're going to take our transparency tool as well, and then let's just blend this guy together with this other one that we have here, right? We now raise it up. You see what we have right now. You see what we have right now. We'll carefully adjust it so that it doesn't cover the Bible, right? Again, you see what we have right now, guys. So we now right click on it again on the two, right, and then power click inside the container. You see the background that we have right now. Can you guys see what we have? So there's a little thing we are going to do on the background, which is we're going to come here and then draw like this, right? We'll pick our rectangle tool and draw like this, and then give it this color, right? I'll give it that color. We'll now remove the outline, right? And then come to our transparency tool and then apply it this way, right? We'll apply it that way. We'll now come to our transparency tool again, come to normal, and then come to multiply, right? You see what we have right now. Come to multiply. Let's increase this. Let's raise it up a little, just a little, right? Just a little, right? You see what we have right now. We're going to now power click it inside as well. You guys see what we have? Dope, right? So the next thing we are going to do now, guys, is that we are going to bring in this background, right? And then we are going to do it this way, right? And then come here and apply transparency at the bottom like this, right? To blend it together with the existing background that we have there. So when we do that, we now come to normal again and then come to multiply, right? Just to add this effect. You see what it adds to this thing. You see the background. See, without the effect, you see it. With the effects now, you see what we have. This is dope. This is because I'm trying as much as possible to make sure that the background is mine. To make sure that the background is mine, right? So one thing about creating background rather is that you have to make it yours. You have to make it your own. You don't just go online and pick any kind of background and come and blend into your design. No, you have to make sure the background is yours, right? So that is exactly what I have done in this design. I made the background mine, right? So you can't see this anywhere because I'm creating it myself from scratch, merging a lot of other backgrounds together. So the next thing I'm going to do right now, guys, is that I'm going to uh I'm going to add this background, right? I'm going to add this background and then I'm going to bitmap it. You come to bitmap, convert to bitmap, and then you change it to grayscale, right? Change it to grayscale, right? You see what we have right now. And then you come to transparency too, and then apply it this way because we want to blend it with the existing background as well. We just apply it this way, right? And then we come here and choose multiply as well. You see what we have right now. Multiply. I think that's too dark. Let's use soft slide and see what happens. Soft slide, yes. Soft slide is the best for this kind of background that we've used before, and then we now adjust it this way, right? We'll now adjust it this way, and then we'll now right click on it and then power click it inside. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our background. This is our background, right? This is our background. If you follow me down to this page, subscribe, click on subscribe button if you have not. Also, check the link in the description to join my Telegram channel, right? I will now be sharing weekly updates on designs on the Telegram channel so that you get first-hand information. I will advise that you join the Telegram channel with the link in the description, right? So this is our background, ladies and gentlemen. What next are we going to do? We'll start bringing in our text, right? Let's first of all copy the text from here. We'll copy it from here, and then we'll bring it down here. Take our text to, right? And then bring it down here. Let's give it white so that we'll be seeing it, right? So the next thing we are going to do right now is that we're going to start, let's first of all start by bringing in the logo. We'll bring the logo like this. Let the logo be here, right? And then the next thing we're going to do, guys, is that we're going to first of all copy this and put it here, right? And then we now copy this Bible study, which is the most important part of this design, Bible study, right? And then we are going to increase it like this, right? You guys see what I'm doing? And then we are going to use a font called, let's see, Dharma, right? Bible study. You see this font? I'll put the link to download the font in the description so that you can see and then use it. It's called Dharma Gothic Rounded, right? Dharma Gothic Rounded. You see what we have right now? You see what we have? I think that's too thick. I think I'm going to get another one that is not as thick as that. Okay, I think this is not bad, right? This is not bad. So I'm now going to Control K on my keyboard to break it apart, and then I will bring it down like this, right? And then increase it this way, and then increase it like this, right? I will increase it like that. And then the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is that I'm going to Control A and break this out. I'm going to Control K on this two and break it apart. And then I'm going to remove this T that is here. I'm going to remove it and then uh, convert this to curve by pressing Control Q on my keyboard. Control Q means to convert something to curve. And then I will bring it down like this. Yeah, it's still down. Let me take it up. Right? You see what I have there? You see what I have there? I'm going to uh take this like this. I'm going to take it in a little. Let's take this S2 in a little, right? And then I am going to increase it small. I'm going to increase it just a little, right? So after I've done that, I will now raise this guy. I'll raise it up as well. When I raise it up like that, I will now Control C, Control V, and then come here and rotate it to 90. Right? When I rotate it to 90 like that, I will now bring it up this way, right? And then I will reduce it, right? I will reduce it like this. And then bring this guy and use the same font for it. Let me take this guy in a little more. I'll bring this guy in like this, right? And then I will increase it. Join us for Bible study. Ladies and gentlemen, you all see what we have right now. Join us for Bible study. Right? Join us for Bible study. You see what we have right now? Right? So join us for Bible study. Then we'll now come here and bring the time like this. Let's break this down. I will also remove this guy every Thursday, 6 p.m. I will cut this guy off and then I will reduce this like this. And then paste the time. I will now bring it this way. I will also like to include this here, right? Right. So I will also reduce it like this. And then I will use a font called Din for it. Din. You use a font called Din for it, right? Use a font called Din for it. And then I will come to my rectangle tool and then I will come here like this and then draw this way, right? When I draw like this, I'll bring this guy up. I'll bring it up, right? And then I'll click on this and then come to my shape tool and then come to round corner here and then apply it this way, right? I'll curve the edges. When I curve the edges, I'll now or right click here to remove the outline and then give it a fill color. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come to my interactive fill tool and then I will apply it this way. When I apply it this way, I'll now give it this color yellow, right? So that it blends together, right? You guys see what we have right now. That is it. So let's give it a little spacing every Thursday, 6 p.m. prompt, right? That is it, guys. Don't forget, as you are working, you should learn the habit of saving your work, right? Learn the habit of saving your work as you are working, right? So that is it. So the next thing we are going to do now, guys, is that we are going to bring in these guys that you're seeing right here. We're going to bring in these guys you're seeing right here. We're going to bring them in, right? And then paste it like this, right? I will paste it like that. Now, centralize it, and then make sure the venue is at the top, right? And then we'll put it this way, right? Let's change the font to Dean, the same font we use for that Thursday stuff, Dean, right? Let's use this Dean. That's bold. Let's find another one like this guy or this. Okay, let's use this Dean, and then we are going to remove this guy now and then paste it again, right? And then we're going to reduce it. Let's reduce it a little, and then we're going to bring it here. I'll also take my shape tool and then reduce the spacing in between these guys, right? When I reduce the spacing, I will now take this guy up like this, right? And give it this yellow, right? Or let me give it a more lighter yellow. Okay, I think I'll leave it this way, and then I will come this way. So the next thing I'm going to do, right, is that I will come to this place, right? Let me ungroup it. I grouped it before. I will take this guy down, right? And then I will reduce it like this, right? And then I will now bring this venue. I'll bring this venue, I'll bring it like this. Let me remove it from here. I'll now paste it here. I'll let it be at the center. Let me reduce it. It's too wide, right? I'll now leave it this way, right? I'll leave it this way. Let me increase it just small, right? And then I will make sure it is centralized. I'll make sure it is centralized, right? So the next thing we are going to do now, guys, is we are going to export this guy. Excuse me. We are going to export this guy that you're seeing right here and take it to Photoshop to go and uh put the text effect that we're going to use, right? We're going to export it like this as PNG. We export it as PNG, right? And then we are going to open our Photoshop. Let me export it first. And then we're going to open our Photoshop. This text effect, I will give it to you guys for free, right? I'll give it to you guys for free. The link to download it will be in the description, right? You can get it there, and other materials that I use in this design. So let's open our Photoshop. Photoshop is loading. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel now and let us grow together. Right? So this is the text effect we are going to use. Right? So if you look at this place is called layer. So it's not the layers here that we need. Like this text now, you can close it. We don't need it. Right? And then you can come here. This is what you see, where you see smart object, right? You double click on it, right? And then go to where you save your text, the text you exported in CorelDraw, and then drag it and then bring it inside like this. When you bring it inside, increase it, right? When you increase it, you now come here and remove this one. Just close the eyes, blind the eyes like this, right? And then you save. When you save, you now close it, right? You see what we have right now? You see what we have? So let us remove the background because we don't need it. And then we're also going to remove this shadow because it's too much. The shadow is too much. So we are going to come to this edition. Let's see this FX. And then we come to shadow. This edition, you come to uh, FX, and then you come to shadow. Right? You see all this shadow? We don't need all of them. Just begin to close the eyes like this. Begin to close the eyes like this. Right? Okay, let's leave these two. Right? So that is it. Let's see what this one does. If we remove it. I think we need that too. Right? Let's leave those two. And then we'll now save it. We'll save it, and then we come to save on your computer, and then we save it as PNG, right? And then we save. Sorry, let's rename it, and then we save. Right? When we save like that, we now go back to our CorelDraw, and then we can now remove this guy. Let's just put it one side first. Let's group it and then put it one side. Right? And then we now import, and then we import this guy and then put it like this. Right? You see what we have right now? Let's increase it. Right? We also need to bring this guy up. And then let's take our shape 2 and then reduce this guy. We'll crop this guy out, and then we crop this guy out. Right? Let us increase it just a little. Right? Make sure it is centralized, and then this guy, let us move it to the front a little bit. So now that we have this, we can now delete this guy. We also have used the logo, right? So see what we have, guys. So the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to bring this guy, we are going to bring it down this way, right? This is their social media, and put it this way, right? So let's increase all of this just a little, and then move it up. Make sure it is centralized, right? You guys can see what we have right now. We are done with this flyer. You see how clean and simple it looks, right? That is it. That is it. See how clean and simple it looks. So that is the idea, right? So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel and let us grow it together. Join our Bible study by subscribing to this channel, right? That is it, guys. I'll see you on the next one.